Welcome back to another class on Gemara Journey with Rashi. We are Masechet Berachot in Davav Amud Bet. This will be part 11 of the Shi'ur. Ve'amar Rabbi Chelbo Amar Rav Huna, and Rabbi Chelbo said in the name of Rav Huna, Kol Adam sheyesh bo yirat shamayim. Any person that has fear of heaven, devarav nishma'in. His words are heard. Shenimar, like the pasuk says, Sov davar hakol nishma et ha'elohim yira ve'gomer. Now, before we're going to analyze this piece of Gemara, we need to understand when it comes to this verse of Sov davar hakol nishma et ha'elohim yira ve'et mitzvotav shemor ki ze kol adam, we can learn this verse two ways. One is lifi peshat, according to simple understanding, the way we're going to see it right now. One lifi mahalach shel Gemara, one according to the way the Gemara wants to learn this verse. If we go to the back of the book, the Torah or Shalom tells us to look into Kohelet in chapter 12, pasuk 13. So in the Sefer HaMikraot, it's on page Chav. So the pasuk is broken down like this. Whenever we're going to see the word Sov Davar, comes the Mefarsh and he explains. Whenever it says Sov Davar, it means to like this. Tachlit Kol Davar. The end of all things. Hakol Nishma. Everything is heard. What does that mean? Kol ma she'adam oseh Nishma lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Anything that a person does in this world is heard before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, meaning it is known before Hashem. Continues the pasuk to say, Et ha'elokim yira ve'et mitzvotav shomor. Continues the Mefarsh and he tells you, what does that mean? Ma shituchal aseh. Do what you can. And let your heart be directed towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because this is the whole essence of a person. Rabotai, listen to this language very carefully. Because for this thing you were created. For which thing? Yirat Elokim, to fear God and to do His mitzvot. We don't realize, Rabotai, it's not only about learning HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Torah and looking like Jews. We have to actually behave like Jews. I was giving a class over Shavuot and I was explaining to the people, why is it so hard for us to say no to the wrong things? Why? Somebody invites you somewhere you're not supposed to be. You have an opportunity to go on your dirty phone to see what you're not supposed to see. You have the opportunity to go ahead and waste time from learning Torah. You have all these opportunities that arise to go against HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why is it so hard for us just to say no? Rabotai, the answer is very simple. Et ha'elokim yareh. We don't have this, Rabotai. We don't have that fear of God. We don't have it. If we would have it, it would have been much easier for us to say, no, I can't go. No, I won't waste time. No, I'm not going to look at what I'm not supposed to. I'll say Birkat Hamazon with Kavanah. I'll daven Mincha with Kavanah. Or Shacharit or Aravit. But we don't have it, Rabotai. To wake up out of bed is hard for us. Why? Because we don't have this one character trait of fear of God. We don't really, I don't want to say we don't believe, because we do believe to a certain extent. But maybe better yet, but does our body, do our limbs believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is really HaKadosh Baruch Hu? We know over here fundamentally, mentally, in your mind that HaKadosh Baruch Hu exists. But what about your being, your bones, your heart, your soul? Does that understand that there is a God? Not necessarily, Rabotai. When you have an opportunity to learn Torah versus to do something else and waste your time, or if you have an opportunity to go out and do the right thing versus the wrong thing, why is our body automatically drawn to the wrong thing? Et ha'elokim yir'ah. Rabotai, because we don't have this fear of God. We don't have this fear of God that we have to understand that is HaKadosh Baruch Hu is standing and watching us. What is the Mefarsh explaining to us over here? Sov davar, the end of all things. Hakol nishma, whatever you do is heard before Hashem. It becomes known before Hashem. Remember that, Rabotai. Don't think everything's going to just pass by, get thrown under the rug. No. Eta Elokim Yir'ah, fear God. This is the fundamental of a Jew. Fear God, Rabotai. We don't have it. Ve'et mitzvotav shemor, and to guard his mitzvot. That also, Rabotai, we don't have. We think we do mitzvot, haphazardly, just to put the check mark. But how many of us, Rabotai, want to wake up in the morning? How many of us want to learn Torah? How many of us want to really do mitzvot? Or are we waiting until we get the tefillin off us? Or are we waiting until we already finish with the shiur, finish with the davening, just to run away home? Rabotai, the problem is we don't have emunat evarim. That is the problem. There was a rabbi, he came from Israel. He came to collect for his organization. His name is Rabbi Avraham Arush. I asked him if he has any videos, because he spoke very great in our Kiddush on Shabbat. And listen what he said. He explained that a lot of people, they have emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They have emunah in Chachamim. They believe what the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they know that Hashem exists. They believe what the Chachamim say is 100% emet. But we are missing emunat evarim, but we are missing the belief in our limbs, in our body. Our body doesn't believe that there's a God. He went on to explain like this. He gave two unbelievable examples. I was thrown away. He said, when Moshe Rabbeinu started screaming to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that the sea should split, Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu, why are you screaming at me? Now's not the time to pray. Start walking into the ocean. Start walking into the sea. Why are you stopping over here? Don't pray to me. There's time to pray, time to do. Now it's time to do. Rabotai, what happened? Came Nachshon ben Aminadav and he jumped into the ocean. I ask you guys a question. What did Nachshon ben Aminadav think was going to happen? Did you think the sea was going to open up? Meaning to say, did he think, here I'm going into the ocean, and now the sea is going to open up for me? Did he think that's exactly what was going to happen? Rabotai, did you think that's what he thought? No, Rabotai. He knew that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said. No questions asked. I'm not making any calculations. But your life is in danger. You might die. I don't know nothing. All I know is that I have to do what Hashem said. So he started walking inside. Eventually, when the water reaches nostrils, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made a miracle. Rabotai, that's called emunat ivarim. His body, the limbs of his body, they did not question what's going to be with me if I'm going to walk into the water. He just went straight in. This, Rabotai, is emunat ivarim. This is what it means to believe with your body, not only emotionally, not only intellectually. You have to believe, Rabotai, your body has to believe that there's a God. He also brought another case with Moshe Rabbeinu. Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, throw down the stick. He throws down the stick. We all know that it turned into a snake. Then comes HaKadosh Baruch Hu and he tells Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe, take the snake by the tail. Huh? Take the snake by the tail? What? I should take the... Rabotai, if you take a snake by the tail, the head of the snake is going to recoil, it's going to fling back, and it can kill the person. On the contrary, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should have said, Moshe, take the snake by the head so you can control him. That's not what he said. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe, take the snake by the tail. What did Moshe Rabbeinu do? Did Moshe Rabbeinu say, 1 second, wait, my life is in danger. My body's in danger. Why would I take it by the tail when I could take it by the head? Comes Rabbi Aaron Arush and he explains the same concept. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't question what's going to happen, what's going to be, where is it going to be. The snake is going to fling back. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu said so, that's exactly what I'm going to do. No questions asked. This, Rabotai, is called Emunat Ivarim. When do you have that? When you have fear of God, when you understand that your whole being in this world is only to live for Hashem. But Rabotai, if you are in this world to live for you and Hashem, it's going to be hard to go ahead and do the right things. When you have family members, when you have relatives, in-laws and other people invite you to places you're not supposed to be. Beaches, movie theaters, parties. Today they're like discotheques, clubs, Rabotai. Not kosher restaurants. It's going to be hard for you to say no. Why? Because you understand over here that HaKadosh Baruch Hu exists. Intellectually, I know there is a God. But I don't feel it. My body doesn't feel that there is a God. That's why it's hard for me to say no. But if, Rabotai, you knew it intellectually that there's a God, and you actually felt it that there is a God, how do you feel it? You have to have fear of God. You have to literally understand that there's somebody watching you every single moment of the day. If you are able to do that, the next person that comes and tells you, let's do something against HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They don't say it like that. They're going to come, they're going to say, okay, let's go to the beach. Come to my party, but that's against Hashem. You're not going to have a doubt. You're not going to think a second thought. Should I go or should I not go? You're not even going to make a cheshbon, calculation. If I don't go, then you're going to say, no, not for me, Michela. I don't compromise when it comes to my religion. This is Rabotai called Emunat Ivarim. And this is what Kohelet tells us. Sov Davar, the end of all things. Hakol Nishma, everything that you do is heard before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And what does Hashem want from every single Jew? Eta Elokim Yira. All Hashem wants is that we should fear God. It doesn't say you should learn Torah 40 hours a day, finish Shas, Shulchan Aruch. Yeah, you have to learn Torah. But the Torah that you learn, it has to permeate your body. It has to be in you. It has to be saturated in you. But do we have that, Rabotai? We learn Torah, we know Torah, we see Torah, we go to shul, daven 3 times a day, learn Torah. Rabotai, but how do we behave? How do we behave? The same way. That's Rabotai, not Torah. Torah has to go hand in hand with Yirah Shamayim. If you don't have Yirah Shamayim, you don't have Torah. As simple as that. Yirah Shamayim goes hand in hand with the Torah. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu says. I want you guys to fear me. I'm not asking for anything else. Ve'et mitzvotav shemor, and guard his mitzvot. Why? Ki ze kol ha'adam. Because the whole essence, the whole being of a person is to fear God and to do his mitzvot. Rabotai, if that is the whole thing, if that is our purpose in this world is to fear God and do his mitzvot, why in the world are we running away from it? Can you imagine I take a fish right now and I take it out of its life source, which is the water? Are you guys going to think I'm cruel? 100%. For no reason. I'm not eating it. Just taking it out. Just take them and put them outside by the sun. Let them dry up. No, I'm not going to do nothing with it. Let them rot for all I care. You guys are going to think I'm cruel. Rabotai, I have news for you. If you think that is cruel when I act with a fish, how much more so are we cruel to our neshama when we take it out of the life force, out of the life source, which is the Torah, which is the mitzvot, which is the Yirah Shamayim, and we don't apply it, we don't use it. That's not being cruel. When you go on your phone, Rabotai, and you're there, watching 3 hours, 4 hours. What do you watch? What? That changed your life. You became a better person. You became a bigger, so you know what happened in the end of the world. Now what? Rabotai, why not attach ourselves to the life source? Why do we attach ourselves to impurity, to the tumah? For what? We have to be davuk. We have to be davuk. We have to attach ourselves to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I was telling the guys over Shavuot. Somebody asked me a question, Rabbi. It's hard because I was speaking about the importance of learning Torah. Not only in the first half of the night, but also after Chatzot. If you could learn this, again, whichever one you're going to do, you're good. But I was emphasizing to them also the importance, if you're already up after Chatzot, after midnight, take out a book and learn Torah. Why are you watching garbage? Why are you wasting your time? So, there was a person over there, said, Rabbi, how Rabbi? Everything what you're saying is nice, but how do you want us to do it? I told him like this. The pasuk says in the Torah, Etz chaim hi l'machazekim ba. It's a tree of life to all those that hold on to it. This is a clear Gemara. Also, I heard it from Rabbi Yehuda Ades, from Eretz Yisrael. He says, can you imagine if there is a very heavy rain, like starts washing off, like in Miami, they have these floodings. Now it goes and takes down houses and trees and everything else. And people are dying, chas v'shalom. Rabotai, and the guy, he sees he's going with the water. He has nothing to grab onto. The only thing he sees there is a log that is floating next to him. His only hope of survival is to go ahead and grab onto that log and hold it onto dear life until this flooding doesn't stop, that he shouldn't die. Rabotai, Etz chaim hi l'machazekim ba. It's a tree of life. This log becomes his life as long as he's holding onto it with dear life. But if he loosens a little bit, Rabotai, the log could come out and he can die in the flood. Same thing with us, I explained to him. I said, you have to understand, do you know why it's hard for us? Because right now we are not holding onto the tree of life. We are holding onto the tumah. Everything for us is important. The outside world, what goes on, the news, the sports, the dress code, everything around us is important, but the Torah. When you start holding on to the Torah like it's the tree of life, and then you got nothing else but the Torah, you won't have these questions. Rabbi, it's hard for me. Rabbi, I cannot do it. If it's your life source, you're going to want to do it. You can't live without it. Rabotai, how can you tell me that you can't do it when that's something that gives you life? So that's what, Rabotai, we have to understand. All this comes down to one thing, to Yirut Shamayim. If you have the proper Yirut Shamayim, you're going to be able to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with ease. Waking up in the morning is not going to be hard. Doing mitzvot, you're not going to rush. Davening will be a pleasure to speak to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's nuts, Rabotai, it's nuts. What we see today, just to get over with anything, we do it at the speed of light. Rabotai, what happened to our Yireh Shamayim? What happened to our fear of God? Why don't we respect HaKadosh Baruch Hu?